Hello everyone. It's James again. And today, I want to respond to a comment. A comment that happened recently, but for the life of me I can't remember what video it was on. But I want to respond nonetheless. And it was a comment basically talking about that narcissism has been a problem for a long time. And that it didn't just start recently. Sorry to paraphrase. And to that statement I agree. I've made many videos talking about narcissism in the Bible. Look at the deception that Lucifer pulled on Adam and Eve. Look at the world being so corrupt. The Most High God had to flood the entire earth. Now is it possible that he had to flood it due to genetics like some claim? Such as people weren't real people as they mixed with evil and angelic entities. Sure. I do believe that to be possible. But also these so-called people, regardless if they were what we call human or not, they were evil. That's all they thought about. That's all they dealt with. Evil, evil, evil. So the Most High flooded the earth and saved Noah's family. Look at the situation with Lot. And the Most High destroying twin cities and only sparing Lot's family. So yes. Evil and narcissism has existed since Lucifer's fall from being God's first angel. Evil, deception and manipulation has been around for a long time. But my reasoning for mentioning that it has accelerated recently is because it has. Even the Bible tells us that in the end times, that most people are going to become lovers of themselves. And all of this is put on society on purpose. I believe I was previously talking about how what we see on television and in the entertainment industry helps negatively program people for evil. Even people that are decent can fall for this negative programming. And the fact is, this is true. You see, though there has always been evil and narcissism in the world, there was once a time. The stuff that we now see out in the open was unheard of. Now, did people do such horrible stuff in the dark? Or in secret? Sure. But there were others that went along with the herd mentality of what they were force-fed by the media and television. That was getting married. Don't get a divorce. And have a big family. And stay together forever with the person you married. The end. And guess what? There were a lot of people that followed this model. I'm not saying they were better people. I'm not saying they were or weren't narcissists. But what I am saying, they followed this model because that's what they were taught by society. And what you must understand, most people don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. So they will do what everyone else is doing just because it's the easiest thing to do. This is why you run into old people that will say they've been married for 50 years. Now, was that 50 years happy? We will never know. But what we do know is they were married in a time where getting a divorce, or running the streets like a loose cannon, both male and female, was greatly frowned upon. Now what I want you to do is think for a moment. Why would those that control our world push this type of agenda for that generation? And they now push this chaotic agenda for those today. You see, it's all about what serves those that write the agenda best. And also, there are some good people that hide in the shadows that are a part of these agendas that do their best to get what they want implemented over the evil, toxic things that are pushed. But now we are seeing the good become less and less. You see, most Western cultures used to themselves on being mighty and strong. And a nation is only as strong as its people. And if your people are destroyed because they are running amok, you have a weak nation. Well, it's very interesting. Way back when the social rules were written to stay married, have children, so forth and so on. Now again, this is not to say there weren't evil narcissists living at this time. Because trust me, the generational narcissism that is in many of our families was thriving behind closed doors. But for those that weren't narcissists, this model served them and their children well. Because those that didn't have narcissists for parents and grew up with both mother and father, they had a chance at really becoming anything they wanted to become. Now fast forward to what we have today. Can we honestly say The way this world is set up that it's conducive to becoming anything you want? Even the person that grew up in what we call a loving home. By the time they are an adult and in a relationship of their own, no matter it be they are dating someone seriously or married, there are so many life snares waiting for them to take them and their relationships down. Because when that happens, guess what takes place? Any children that are part of such a relationship will suffer greatly. Did you hear what I said? These children will suffer greatly. And because of all of the pain and issues that a child in such a home will go through, it will make it 10 times harder for he or she to figure out what their life purpose is and harder for them to achieve it once they do figure out what their life purpose is. And those that write our society's rules know this fact. So why would they do such a thing on purpose to people like you and me? They do it so they can stay rich. They meaning them and their families. And you and your family stay poor. And that you will live only long enough to produce more wealth for them. And then you die off once you've outlived your usefulness. Then your dysfunctional children take your place on the assembly line of life. And the cycle repeats itself. So this is why all of this madness is pushed at an accelerated rate on you and your children. They want you to destroy yourself. And they want you to destroy yourself fast. Their world is already built. They only need a certain amount of us to keep them rich. And they need to speed up your death. So they put everything in front of you that will do that. This is why I try to speak to the women that get approached by so-called women friends at work. And yes, you might make a good friend. And I will be doing a video on friends shortly. But women get approached all the time by other women looking to take them down with friendship. They pretend to be a friend. And before you know it, they are putting seeds of doubt in your mind about the man you are with. They encourage you to cheat. Or go places you have no business being at for a woman that is committed. And they do this because they want to see you fall. They want you to have the same pain and problems they have. Like we've talked about before. Narcissists love making normal people to follow the way of the narcissist, adopting their sick behaviors and manipulations. Because they just love to watch you crash and burn. And if you have children, guess what happens? Yes. No matter what you think. Oh, I'm a good mom. My children are going to be okay. Let me tell you. They're not okay. If you were with a nice man that loved you, the father of your children, and some evil entities came your way and tricked you into giving up a good situation and splitting from this man so you can try out other men. Because like many of these women will tell you, don't you want to live a little? Don't you want to see what it's like to be with another man? Tempting you. And putting these evil seeds in your ear and mind. Trust me. Your children are going to suffer. And this suffering is going to take time and energy out of their life. To where it could be put becoming successful. They don't have to take your place on the assembly line, so to speak. So they can become a successful businessman or woman. And guess what? Those that write the rules don't want that. Now what I just mentioned to you. A man can just as easily fall for the same tricks. But. And there is a but. Even Lucifer went after Eve first. Why didn't he just talk to Adam? Probably because he knew Adam had already just talked to the Most High God. And probably wouldn't have disobeyed him. But. Just like most men will do things they know that are wrong. Just to keep a woman in their life. Sad but true. So the devil went after Adam's woman. And just like clockwork, they are both disobeying God's word. You see, I don't harp on men's issues because it makes me feel good. I talk about such things because these snares have patterns. Patterns the devil himself established. These are the patterns that those that write the narratives follow. And the best way to destroy a people is go after the women. And destroy them. And get them to willingly turn their children over to someone else to raise. All the while she's following the lie that is dangled in front of her. And the man is too scared to stand up and say anything, for fear of losing her out of his life. Now are there women that fit the mold of Adam and are scared to speak up? Sure. Like I say, this problem is genderless. But those that write the narrative know the differences of the genders and how to use these differences to get us to destroy ourselves. Are things accelerating? You betcha. Has narcissism existed since the fall of Lucifer? You betcha. But it's this same being that fell that is making things worse, like they are showing themselves to be today. So is all of this gloom and doom? No. It's not. Because once you see what's going on around you, you can sidestep evil so much faster and easier and end up in better situations. Situations where you can discover your life's purpose. And you can make your mark on the world. Because please understand this. The main reason why things are accelerating is yes, they want you to destroy yourself faster than ever before. So what I say is, don't fall for it. Don't do what the masses are telling you to do. Do what's right. And in that narrow path you will travel. You will for sure find difficulty. But in this difficulty you have a great chance at discovering who you really are. And why you are really here. And in that you can find great life success. The success yes, they want to prevent you from ever reaching. Something to think about. Well, that's all I have for now. I want to say thanks again for viewing and listening. Thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to do so. Also don't forget to click the little bell to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. Also share. Let's reach that goal of 200,000 subscribers. Because there are people just walking through life, thinking they are the only one that grew up in such a way. Or that keep on meeting abusive men and women. Or that has had every friend hurt them. They think they are the only one. Heck, they might not have ever heard of narcissistic personality disorder. Also, many of these people aren't living up to their fullest potential as a result. I would like to see that change. I would love to see everyone that was gifted by God a special talent, to use these talents to make this world a better place. This will be something I will be speaking about more in upcoming videos. Also, someone did mention about me praying and people that aren't believers. And to that I say, thanks for viewing. And I hope my prayers don't prevent you from watching. But I'm going to still pray. I realize not everyone believes. And that's okay. I will watch videos from time to time where I don't agree with everything that person has to say. But I just digest what is good and spit out the rest. If you're not a believer but you find what I'm saying helpful, just ignore the prayers. Because there are many that do believe that find help in such prayers. With that being said, let's keep praying for wisdom. Let's keep praying for strength. And let's keep praying for courage. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.